NPT worked with local teaching artists to help fifth grade students at Margaret Allen Middle School to explore the life of Benjamin Franklin.
We always see him as just this old guy who's on the back of a bill or on a bunch of pictures, but in his reading, you can really feel him as a person. And, you can tell he was really trying to do a lot of good for society.
I think the inspiring part for me is that there's a narrative around Franklin being the self-made man. Focusing on the virtues was a way that Franklin, monitored himself and, kind of sought improvement.
So really helping the kids to digest, here are his 13 virtues, the things that he learned over his life that he felt like were relevant for him, examples from us as well as those back then, so that they understand it's not just a picture.
Students learned about Franklin's 13 virtues to develop their own sense of self and worked with local teaching artists to create a zine on how these virtues relate to them as youth today.
So I think for me, there's a sense for this class, I hope they see right away that they all have their strengths and weaknesses.
Helping them to see their own personal perspective, showing them hey, you have virtues and values that you can create for yourself. Of course, I introduced them to a lot of new words like tranquility and justice, and words that were a little big.
The way they were sitting was in a real communal table, right? Like kind of family supper style. And I think there was great cross-pollination going on.
So learning a word like tranquility, they got it and they immediately know what that picture looks like. And it's not a fuzzy cloud anymore. It's something tangible in their mind. And then on top of that, when they get to write it down, it kind of establishes itself.
It made me feel more braver, but a little shy too.
I really enjoyed seeing that happen and seeing that transformation happen with the students.
Yeah, I think focusing on just the art aspect of it, I think that there is, beyond a student's drawing ability, there were such creative solutions. The notion of, can that image drum up something in the unconscious of a viewer that starts to get them to think about the areas of their life that they maybe are looking to grow.
It really challenged me at first to figure out what to draw, because I just had a lot of ideas, but it was hard to find one of them. And then I overcame it by just trying to figure out what I felt.
An illustration that's extremely detailed of a ship resting on the wreckage of its own booty. That it sprung a hole and all of the treasure had drained out, and then it's kind of on the ocean bottom. And that's very evocative. And in a way that it's also literal to the quote.
I enjoyed how we got to draw and we got to express our feelings with our drawings. We got to show our emotions.
I think a lot of times we live in this is who I can become tomorrow, but we don't often live in this is who I can be today. And I hope that it helps them see they can be that today as well.
Explore the Youth Zine on NPT's social media pages, Facebook, and Instagram.